Today we are at Willows Flea Market, which is in Mechanic Falls. It is ginormous. That building has 3 stories, and then there's a whole nother building, so there's a lot to see. Let's get started. And it is advertised as a flea market, but there's a lot of vintage stuff here, so I like coming here. But you can see there's clearly modern stuff, some, I don't know what to even call, flea market-y stuff that you would find normally, but right off the bat, look at that. I found a whole set of Damascene jewelry in this case. I got a couple pieces out of here, and I will show you everything up close at the end, but the find was that $18 set of Damascene right there, so I did buy that. And then over here, I wanted to show you this booth because it was kind of cute and festive for the fall. It's coming, guys. The leaves are changing already up in Maine. It's almost here. I found this little kitschy deer. It was a Nesco. I don't think I've ever seen this one before. I just thought it was so cute, so I wanted to share it with you. I don't need it, but it was adorable and vintage for sure. And then over here, this booth had a ton of lucite that I'm going to show you in a little bit. That's just a little sneak peek because there was people right there. So here is some Fenton over here. It is a basket. It's got a handle, so I passed on it. They wanted $45, which I thought was a good deal. Over here, there was some more jewelry. It was a lot of Christmas stuff, so I don't think I got anything in this particular tray. There was a lot of good jewelry here at this particular flea market, which I was super happy about. So again, I'll show you that at the end. And let's keep going. Nope, nothing in there. All Christmas. This is a Wade, like Wade Whimsies, and I love finding these. They have mugs, they have creamer and sugar sets. Obviously that's a teapot. I think it was $25. Huge pear decanter up here. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And then down here, there was some other kitchenware and some puzzles and stuff like that. Eldrith salt glaze Santas, always so good. They were $60 and $70, so that's right where they need to be for price-wise. So I did have to pass on them, though I love them. They are Eldrith. Over here, I found, no, not much. Some cookware, some mugs, a lot of kitchen stuff that I don't really look for. I thought that was going to be a Russell Wright gravy boat, but it was not. But you always look, Russell Wright actually sells really well, so keep an eye out for that. All right, and here it is. Here it is. This is the chest of jewelry. And if you watch Jocelyn's video, we found one when we were in Ontario Antique Mall similar to this. And I said, this is perfect for jewelry. And then someone commented, there is one here. So I found it. And it's beautifully marked. It's beautifully laid out. Bracelets, necklaces, pendants, brooches, cufflinks, everything you could possibly need jewelry-wise. Now, I've shopped this particular booth before, and this was not here the last time I was here. So I did take my time going through it all. I was hoping to find some Bakelite, but no, I didn't find any Bakelite. Look at all these pendants. They're so good. Unfortunately, most of this stuff was priced. It was very good prices for individuals who want some nice jewelry. However, for resale, it was just a tiny bit too high. It was very fair, but not where I wanted it to be. So I did find a couple. I did find some. So we're going to go through it all and take a look. Oh, that was really sparkly and pretty, but I think it was more modern. Yeah, we're still in the necklaces. And then I'm like, it's so dark over here. So finally I just pulled out my cell phone to use the flashlight because the lighting was not good right where I was. And look at all these beautiful brooches. There's some beautiful rhinestone ones in here. They were ranging from like $10 to $15. So right at full retail. If there was an extraordinary one, I absolutely would have got it. And another packed full drawer of brooches. And the vendor was actually here restocking. So I was chit-chatting with him a little bit as well. And I almost just made it one huge, like, part of me was like, how much for all of it? Just how much for all of it? But seeing where the prices were and where I needed them to be, if that makes sense, I didn't want to insult him. So I thought about it, but I did not in the end. All right, let's keep looking. That was a pretty milk glass one. That was $15, so I did have to pass on that, even though it is gorgeous. All right, let's keep looking. All right. unfortunately, couldn't get any of those. And oh, then I got to the sets and I thought, well, maybe there's some nice sets. And I actually did pick out a couple of sets from here. This is a thermoset one that caught my eye. I think it was like $12, which is a really good price for thermoset, and you get the necklace and the earrings. So I did buy that one. And then over here, I liked this particular set. The pink shimmer was really good on it. Those kind of look like berries. This one was real pretty with the white milk glass and the shimmer beads, almost like a moon glow. So I did buy that one as well. Here I am checking out the shimmer. All right. And then over here, last but not least, was I was trying to put it in a little box so I can carry it with me. And then I'm like, oh wait, those are really in there. I don't think I'm supposed to take the boxes, and judging by how well fitted they were, I don't think he would appreciate that. All right, so we're back into the brooch land. That was a nice little scarab one for $12. And up here was a beautiful blue rhinestone one. I think that was $12. So again, beautiful, beautiful pieces, but just a tad bit too high for me. Can't even see that one. Sorry, that was not a very good shot. Oh, this one I did get. It was only $3, and it was like a little floral bouquet, and it had that shimmer like it was butterfly wing. So that's what it reminded me of. It wasn't, but it reminded me of it. There's the vendor right there. All right, let's see. Some butterflies in here, more beautiful florals, additional rhinestones. They had a couple older pieces in here too, so I just wanted to double check because there's bargains to be found. Look, I just found a $3 brooch, so you just got to double check. That was a real pretty one. I think that was like $5, I want to say. Whoops, there I am dropping it. Beautiful blue rhinestones on that one. All right, we've moved on. And then this caught my eye from the aisle. I'm like, what is that? Huge Murano paperweight, $20. Nice Millefiori. I love that blue-green color in there, so I did buy that. There's a little something on the side. I think it's going to come off, though, because I scratched with my fingernail and it started to come off. So then over here, I saw this vase. It's very faceted, and it looks well done, but I think it might be like Fifth Avenue or something like that, so I didn't want to mess with it. I found this dish down here, and it has some dichroic glass in there. It was signed. It was only $20. I thought about it, and I'm like, it wasn't exciting enough. It wasn't enough dichroic in there. Oh, look at that bird picture to the left. Totally missed that. Little, might be Murano dish ashtray there. And then down over here, they had some Crocs and some kitchenware and more bowls. Nothing I really needed on this side, so Crocs. Yep, just gotta double check. All right, and then I found these Anderson Design. Anderson Design is out of Maine, and so I find it quite often here. But I've never seen the mugs like this before. They were only like $9 each. And I'm like, is it a set or each? So they were $9 each. And I really thought about it because I've never seen them before. They're very collectible. The animals are very collectible. I don't know if the mugs are collectible, but in the end, I'm like, I don't need another coffee mug. So I kept going, even though I did hem and haw, because it would have been for me. They would not have been for resale. Then I'm like, nope, I don't need a 100th coffee mug. All right, over here, there's a little bit of glass, so I had to check that out. And then over in the next booth, I found this 3-foot, well, I don't want to say footed, but like a trifoil vase. I know Murano makes one like that. I can't say for certainty if it is or not. The colors were just like too dark for me. I wanted something a little bit brighter. Looking at these rhinestone brooches, and they also were right at full retail, so I could not get any of those, even though they were pretty, very attractive. All right, so I'm always on the hunt for the Mermaid Wade Whimsy. This is what it looks like. It is $12, so that is like right at full price, and the crab was $5, which was not a bad deal. And I'm like, yeah, but I was not in a Wade Whimsy mood at all, even though they had some really good ones, I'll be honest. All right, let's keep looking, going down the rest of this booth. They had some nice glassware. I find stuff in this booth frequently, so I did want to take my time in this particular one. Sorry about the shadows. The lighting is just not the way I would want it. Oh, and then I found this glass vase, and I took a chance on it because it was signed. I believe it said Zimke on the bottom. I didn't know who that was, and at $32, I'm like, you know what? I like it. I like the colors. I'm just gonna grab it. And then here is like an oxblood pottery teapot. So it was pretty neat. It's got a handle, so I can't buy it. I have a thing against handles. More dishware over here. And some figurines down here. Oh, that was a weird little rhinoceros, art glass rhinoceros. And then this was a wall plaque fish, which I thought was super cute. It was only like $6. And I liked them. Look at this paperweight. It's ginormous. It's a handkerchief vase right next to it. Some old bottles. More pots and pans. Really cool old scale, but then this uranium ashtray caught my attention. I think it was only like $20, but I decided to just keep going. And let's see. More ceramics, more glass, a little bit of fenton in there. I found this vase, and I think I've looked at it before. It has a crack in it, unfortunately, but I like the optic to it. I like that it's a tiny mouth glass vase and the design on the inside. Another cute little vase. That was marked. I can't remember who the maker was, though. And oh, and then I found this single horn fenton. It was purple, iridescent. It is a marriage with that particular stand. That probably would have gone to an e-pern, but super pretty. And then down here, oh my gosh. This is like the lucite table I was telling you about. They had lucite everything. Lucite seahorses, little sets too. Like there was pink ones, blue ones, purple ones. And they were reasonable. I think they were only like $14 each, around there. Some yellow ones, a huge swordfish lucite wall hanging, and then my jaw dropped. Look at these mermaids. Cute little set. It was only $50, which is such a good steal. It's a good deal. I just didn't want to mess with them. They're probably worth about triple that. And then this I've never seen before was a soap dispenser mermaid. A lot of people use these old mermaid decor in their bathrooms and have mermaid bathrooms, and that was $45. I tried to look it up to see how much they comp out at, but I could not get cell service. It is a metal building. I found this cranberry opalescent little creamer. And of course, there was a lot of fenton, but I'm still looking for a couple more figurines. And I found a little stretching cat shoe. Technically, that has a critter on it for the knickknacks critter train, but nah, I wanted something fancier. All right, there's some fish and more fish. I had to check out the fish. Oh, and there's an Anderson design seal. That's the most common one that I find. I think they had it marked at $45. Which is right at retail, so I did pass on him even though he is adorable. I've had him a couple times already as well. And then down here there was an Ikebana, and the bottom was super cool. I like the colors on the bottom, but the top was just kind of like one color. So if the bottom was on the top part, and I don't even remember how much it was, so hard to say if I would have got it. And then up here, there was some really fun pottery, some jugs, some cups. And then I found this little weed pot. I like the blue and the print on there. It was like $6.50, I want to say. I did buy that, so I have that. And then down here, I found a little bit more pottery. That was like $24 and not marked. And I know there's like an antique Japanese version of that. And I can't tell the old from the new, so I just passed on it just to be on the safe side. More glass in the window. And then over here, this was interesting. It was like a splatter glass with bumps all over it, and I turned it over and it was marked Imperial. I did not expect that. It was $75, and I'm curious. Like, I've never seen it before, and it's Imperial glass, so I don't know. First time I've ever seen it. And then there's some salt and pepper shakers down over here. I checked that out real quick. And then of course, back at the jewelry, and this was the entire tray. The box was not for sale, but you get everything in it, and it was $12. And I'm like, right off the bat, I saw like 4 of them that I wanted. So for 12 bucks, I'm like, heck yeah, I'll take them all. And then I made this stupid mistake of putting them all in my basket, which has slits in the bottom. So I think I got them all, but here I am picking them all up, putting them in my basket. Some definitely fell out, but I got them. So not the smartest move on my part, but all right. Oh, look at that. That was a Lucinda. It was a music note. I don't think I've ever seen that one. The owl is pretty good. And I know people like hands, so there's a little hand brooch for you. There's a Liberty Bell. I thought about leaving the ones I didn't want still in there, but I took them all. I'll throw them in a craft bag if I don't feel like selling them individually, so someone might want them. All right. All right, we got them all. All right, we got them all. And that's me taking the tag. All right, take the tag with me. There we go. I didn't want to haul that huge box up to the front because that was definitely not for sale. And the vendor, though, had other boxes just like this. Like a ton of them. There was probably like 20 of them that I went through, but I only got the one. All right, here we are. Oh, look at this cute little fuzzy dog brooch. It was adorable. It was like $2.50. I did buy him. And then I found this enamel on copper. I believe it's a pendant. And that one was $5, but I'm like, I'm going to take a chance on that. I really like that one. So reminds me of Starry Night. I put it down, but don't worry. I picked it back up. Just checking it out. See if there's any more I absolutely need. And yeah, I'm like, that's a pendant. I'm taking it. So pretty. I don't know why I was hemming and hawing over it for so long. I did get it. All right, then down over here, there's a couple more brooches. There's a little boxer dog, but that was definitely a belt buckle, which I don't mess around with those, so I did leave that one. And then they had these little jewelry jars, so I like to look at them, and if there's something good inside, it has to be at least a couple things in there that I want. Otherwise, it's not really worth it to pick it up. Some necklaces. That was really pretty. That was glass beads, and one of the helpful hints, if you're in a hurry, if you see a bunch of necklaces, just grab them. Grab a handful of them and feel for cold, because the glass and the stone will be ice cold to the touch, and you can get through them a little faster that way and weed out the plastic ones if you don't want the plastic ones. Oh, and then I found this one. I did buy this one. It is a silver tone floral brooch. A little Art Nouveau in style to me, and then a big old blue rhinestone right in the center. Look at everything I got today. I have this beautiful like shimmer brooch. It reminds me of butterfly wing. It's not, but still pretty. This micro mosaic is probably my favorite. It's got the teeny tiny flowers and that glass border, and then the metal work with the florals on it. Little AB rhinestone there. The little snail was just too cute to leave behind, so I did pick him up. Got a couple sets of earrings and necklaces. I got this one here, this one over here, which is melt glass with some nice shimmer earrings. And then over here I have some thermoset. It's like reddish orange color, little stretch bracelet there. Here's the Murano paperweight I picked up with the Millefiori, cute little doggy brooch. And this was a good find here. They have it marked black and gold jewelry, and inside is an entire set of Damascene I got for $18. It has a necklace, a bracelet, and then some earrings. I will probably break them up when I sell it. And then it's in this really cool celluloid jewelry box, which is I might sell. We'll see. I have this little weed pot here. I like the colors and the prints on there. I found another little Fenton floppy ear bunny. It will be in the Fenton sale this weekend. I am on the 24th at 9:30 p.m. Everything is $1 starts, including this magnificent alley cat that I picked up. It is preloaded. Everything is loaded already. All the Fenton figurines are starting at $1. The cat is already there. And last I picked up, it's marked Zimke, and there is a Zimke art studio out of Vermont. So I'm not sure if that's one of their pieces. So I did get that. I took a little chance on it. I think it was 32. Yep, 32. So there is everything. And here's a little bonus footage of the pups. Thanks for watching.